what's up guys, it's Farmer Jack, and today we're going to talk about mulberries. So mulberries are awesome. They grow from like here all the way up until like New York. They are such a fun one. A lot of people don't know about the mulberry because they have a really short shelf life. So basically they don't store well and pack and ship well, so you don't see them in the grocery stores. But these are just as good, if not better, than like a blackberry, or it's just super tasty and flavorful. It's extremely good for you. It's got a ton of antioxidants, and it's just like a superfood. It's amazing. Not only that, but there's a lot of varieties that you could juice the leaves. You could eat the leaves, which is pretty amazing. And you could I've seen people make flour out of the mulberry leaves, which is wild. There's some people experimenting with some really cool stuff out there. So tons of potential with this plant. One thing that is kind of a turnoff, or a lot of people don't like about this plant, is that it loses its leaves for a couple months in the winter. So it's deciduous. Down here in Florida, some people think there's no seasons like that, but there definitely is. The cypress lose their leaves, and the mulberry does as well. So if that's a thing to you, and you don't like that, it might not be the best thing front and center in your landscape. But they're gonna produce regardless, even if the leaves fall off. A lot of people think they're dying. They're still gonna produce for you in the spring. So check it out. They produce right now, like May, for a few weeks. It's a really short window, but it's springtime and they just pump. Like, this is less than a year old, this tree. I remember I sold this to Alana, and look how many there are, It's wild. And we just mulched for her while we were here, we're just helping her out, and she's nice enough to let us do the video. But this is like, so mulberries come in all different sizes. There's big ones, there's green ones, there's white ones, there's all sorts of wild varieties, but there's really big ones that are cool. But this one's kind of smaller, but it's really delicious. It's actually called the world's best. I don't know if it's the best actually, but that's the variety, and it is really, really good. There's all sorts of ones. I think dwarf Thai is my favorite because it's so productive and it grows so well. There's Pakistani, there's Australian, there's the sweet honeydew. There's so many good ones. I would definitely trial a bunch of them and see what works, Because they do lose their leaves, you want to plant them. Any tree that's deciduous, you want to plant them in the full sun, so persimmons or deciduous, peaches, you want to plant in the full sun and they will do better. You can't really tuck them under an oak tree or in the shade. They won't do it for you, trust me. You could cut these back to nothing. Literally, you don't have to think about pruning them, because literally the harder back you prune them after they fruit each summer, the better of a crop you're gonna have the next season. That's what I heard from this fruit grower scientist. He said you cut it back each year and you get better crop, bigger fruits next year. So really amazing, like such a tough plant. I love mulberries so much because of it's like the berry source in Florida, Everyone's looking for blueberries and all this stuff, but not many of them really hit without much care. And that's what the mulberry does for us. So if you want berries in your oats, you want to make some jam, if you want, like the classic berry, I would say mulberry is the one for South Florida. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.